All right, so you're ready to dive in.
Always ready.
Okay, cool. So this time around, it's all about making money online and more specifically, getting paid to text.
Okay, yeah.
We found this YouTube video with like the most clickbaity title ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally called Make US $800 a Week Texting, Chatting, with these 10 websites available worldwide.
Wow.
Big question mark at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, $800 a week, that's a lot.
A whole lot. So we're going to, break down this video, see what these websites are all about, and basically find out if this is like a legit side hustle or just, a clever scam.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they actually have you doing?
Right. Like, what does texting for dollars even mean?
Yeah.
So first up, let's just lay out what we're working with here. The video talks about 10 different websites, all claiming to offer these texting gigs.
10 websites, wow. So are they all like the same kind of thing, or is there a mix?
That's the interesting part. There's actually quite a range of sites on this list. You've got Texting Factory, TextKings.com, Text121Chat, Chat Recruit, Flirtbox, Chat Operator Jobs, Friendly, Working Solutions, and Needle.
Okay, so just from those names, it sounds like there's a pretty big variety.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely not all the same.
you don't know what to expect with names like that.
So the video kind of breaks these sites down into a few main categories, and this is where it gets interesting.
Okay, all ears.
So first up, you've got sites like Texting Factory that are all about SMS marketing.
SMS marketing. So you'd be like texting people ads or something.
Yeah, basically, you're sending out marketing messages for businesses, trying to reach potential
I mean,
customers.
it makes sense. Everyone's always on their phones.
Right. It's all about like high open rates and direct communication.
Yeah, it's like a marketer's dream.
But then you've got the other end of the spectrum with sites like TextKings.com that focus on adult chat.
Okay, wait, hold up. Adult chat.
Yeah. The video doesn't get too specific about what exactly that entails.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a sketchy vibe already.
It's definitely not your typical texting job.
Mm.
And then there's a whole other category of websites like Flirtbox, Text121Chat, and Friendly.
And what are those about?
Think like flirting for dollars, I guess.
Flirting for dollars? What does that even mean?
Basically like paid companionship, but through texting.
Oh, I see.
So you've got marketing, you've got adult chat, you've got flirting.
Quite the range.
What else do we have?
Yeah, what else is on the menu?
Well, the last big category is customer service.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So sites like Chat Recruit, Chat Operator Jobs, Working Solutions, and Needle, they all offer these customer report roles through chat.
So it's like those call center jobs, but you're texting instead of talking on the phone.
Exactly.
That actually seems pretty practical. I'm way more likely to text for customer service these days.
Me too. So yeah, I mean, this whole texting for dollars thing,
Uh-huh.
it's not as straightforward as you might think.
It sounds like it could actually be a lot of different things.
There's like a whole spectrum of services and skills involved.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the big question that I know is on everyone's mind.
Yeah, the $800 question, right?
Can you actually make $800 a week doing this?
That's what I want to know.
Right. Like, is this for real?
It almost seems too good to be true.
Well, according to the video, that $800 is like the potential maximum.
Oh, okay, so not a guarantee.
Definitely not a guarantee. It depends on a bunch of things, like which platform you use, what kind of work you're doing, and how much time you're actually willing to put in.
So it's not like some passive income stream where you just like text a few times a day and rake in the cash.
Not exactly. You're
Yeah.
probably going to have to work for it.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So how does the pay actually work? How do they determine how much you make?
Good question.
It seems like it varies quite a bit.
Yeah, the video mentioned that some platforms pay per message, others pay per minute, and some even pay per call.
Per call. I thought this was all about texting.
Yeah, it seems a little counterintuitive.
But hey, maybe they're just trying to offer a variety of options.
Yeah, I guess so.
And speaking of variety, the video also mentions that to hit that $800 a week goal, you're probably looking at a full 40-hour work week.
Oh, wow. So it's more like a part-time or even full-time job than a quick side hustle?
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. It's not just a matter of sending a few texts here and there. You're going to have to put in some serious time if you want to make that kind of money.
Okay, that makes sense. So what about the actual requirements? Like, what do you need to have or do to get started with these texting gigs?
Well, most of the sites have some pretty basic requirements.
Yeah.
Things like being fluent in English and at least 18 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that a lot of them don't require any specific experience or qualifications.
Oh, really? So you don't need like a degree in texting to qualify?
Not quite.
That's good to know.
It's actually pretty cool because it means that these gigs could be a good option
Mm-hmm.
for people who are just starting out, looking for an entry-level opportunity.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess it also depends on the specific site.
Right. Some of them might have additional requirements like background checks or even tests you have to pass before you can start working.
Yeah, they probably want to make sure you can actually, do the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of doing the job, let's talk about scams,
Okay. Yeah.
because this is where things can get a little tricky. The video doesn't really dive into the whole scam thing.
But it's a big deal, right?
Huge deal.
Especially when you're talking about making money online.
Right. Because there are always people out there trying to take advantage of others.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So it's super important to be cautious and do your research before you sign up for any of these platforms.
Okay, so what are some red flags we should be looking out for? How do you know if a platform is legit or if it's trying to scam you?
That's a great question. And that's actually what we're going to get into next time.
Oh, okay.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll be all about spotting those scams and protecting yourself in this wild world of online money making.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so welcome back
Back for more.
to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We are getting into all the details of this texting for dollars thing.
Really digging in.
And honestly, the more we learn about it,
Yeah.
the more I'm like intrigued, but also kind of cautious.
Yeah, I think that's the right approach here
Okay.
because it's almost never as simple as they make it sound in those YouTube videos.
It's never that easy.
No, no.
So let's get back to that $800 a week promise.
Okay, yeah.
We talked about how it's, a potential maximum, not guaranteed,
Right.
and that it's probably going to involve a full work week.
It's a real job.
But I think even beyond that, we need to manage expectations a little bit,
Yeah, I think that's really important.
right?
You don't want people to think they're going to become texting millionaires overnight.
No, not at all.
Got to be realistic about it.
Because let's be real.
Yeah.
Spending hours and hours texting,
Right.
that might not be the most glamorous job
Definitely not.
or the most fulfilling.
Yeah, it's something to think about, right?
Right.
Like the nature of the work itself.
Yeah.
Some of these tasks, like customer support, marketing, could get pretty repetitive,
Yeah, I could see that.
even monotonous,
Not exactly a creative outlet.
Right.
So what about income stability?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
If you're trying to pay your bills with this texting gig,
Yeah, is it reliable?
is that even a good idea?
Well, that's something to really consider
Okay.
because with a lot of these platforms,
Yeah.
you're basically a freelancer, right? Or an independent contractor.
Right.
So your income,
Oh, yeah.
it can go up and down a lot.
So not very stable.
Not super stable. It really depends on
Right.
how many jobs are available, how well you do your job, even the time of year and what people want.
So no paid time off,
Yep.
no benefits,
Yeah,
and no guarantee of a steady paycheck.
exactly. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's something to factor in for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably better as a side hustle,
Yeah, I'd say so.
to make some extra cash
Yeah.
rather than your main source of income.
Right. A supplement.
And of course, we can't forget about the scams.
Yeah.
We talked about that a bit earlier,
We did.
but it's worth repeating
Absolutely.
that not everything online is what it seems,
So true.
right?
Yeah.
There are always people trying to,
Take advantage.
take advantage of people looking to make money online.
Yep.
So it's super important to be careful
Uh-huh.
and do your research
Yeah.
before you just sign up for any platform, especially the ones that sound too good to be true.
Yeah. Okay.
So red flags.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What should people be watching out for?
What are the signs that something might not be legit?
What are the telltale signs?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
a big one is if a website asks you to pay something up front or they ask for your personal financial information.
Before you even start working.
Yeah, before you've even done anything.
Okay.
Legitimate platforms should never ask for that kind of information right away.
That's a good point.
If they're asking for money before you've even earned any, that's a huge warning sign.
Big red flag.
Huge.
Yeah.
Another thing to look out for is
Yeah.
websites that look really poorly designed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they have lots of typos and grammatical errors.
I never thought about that.
Those can be signs that they're
Mhm.
just not very professional.
Right.
Or it could even be a scam.
Yeah. It's amazing how those little details can be so revealing
They really can.
about a website's credibility.
Yep.
And don't forget to check for reviews and testimonials
Oh, yeah, good point.
from other users.
That can give you a better idea of whether a platform is legitimate, right? And if it's actually worth your time
Like if other people have had success with it.
Exact.
Okay, so do your homework.
Research.
Be skeptical.
Question everything.
Trust your gut.
Yeah, if something feels off,
Yeah,
it probably is.
it probably is.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Find a platform that's more reputable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, as we're talking about all of this,
Yeah.
it's making me think about this texting for dollars thing in a bigger context.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's part of this whole shift
Yeah, I see what you mean.
towards the gig economy.
The gig economy, exactly. More and more people are trying to make money online,
Uh-huh.
and texting is just one example of that.
It's just one piece of the puzzle.
It's fascinating,
That's
right?
fascinating.
On the one hand, it gives people flexibility, opportunity. You know, you can earn money on your own terms.
Yeah.
Set your own hours, work from anywhere.
That's appealing to a lot of people.
It is. But on the other hand, there are also concerns about job security,
Right.
benefits, even like exploitation.
That's the downside.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure.
It's like a trade-off.
Yeah.
You get the flexibility,
Uh-huh.
but you might lose some of those traditional job protections.
Yeah. And I think it really highlights how important critical thinking is.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Like, it's not enough to just follow what some YouTube video tells you to do.
Yeah, you got to think for yourself.
Exactly. You have to evaluate the information,
Right.
question your assumptions,
Uh-huh.
think about different perspectives,
Okay.
and do your own research.
So don't just take things at face value.
Nope.
Dig deeper. Look for evidence.
Yeah.
Form your own opinion.
Informed opinion.
Informed opinion.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's good advice for anything you do online, not just this texting stuff.
Right. For navigating the online world in general.
Exactly.
Because it's so full of information these days.
So much information.
You really got to be able to filter through it all.
You got to be an active participant in your own learning.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We talked about the specifics of these texting gigs,
Yeah.
the broader implications of the gig economy,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of critical thinking.
It's all connected.
Before we move on to our last segment,
Yeah.
any final thoughts on this part of the deep dive?
I think the key takeaway here
Yeah.
is balance. There are opportunities to make money online through texting,
Uh-huh.
but it's not a magic solution to all your financial problems.
Mhm.
It takes effort, it takes research,
Okay.
and a healthy amount of skepticism. But if you're willing to put in the work
Yeah.
and you approach it with a critical mindset,
Yeah.
it could be a good way to make some extra money
Okay.
or even explore a new career path.
I like that.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah,
Don't get swept up in the hype,
right.
but don't dismiss the possibilities either.
Exactly.
Do your research, weigh the pros and cons,
Yeah.
and make informed decisions
Decisions that are right for you.
that align with your goals.
Exactly.
Right.
And always remember,
Yeah,
your safety and well-being come first.
absolutely.
Don't let the idea of easy money
Yeah.
make you compromise your personal information
All right.
or your financial security.
Great advice.
Those things are non-negotiable.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment
Right.
to wrap up our deep dive into the world of texting for dollars.
Looking forward to it.
Stay tuned. And we are back
Back again.
for the final part
Yeah.
of our deep dive
Into texting for dollars.
into texting for dollars. I gotta say, it's been fascinating.
It really has. We started with this like flashy YouTube video
Right.
promising all this easy money.
$800 a week.
Yeah, just for texting. But as we dug deeper,
Yeah.
I found out it's a lot more complicated than that.
Way more nuance.
Yeah, way more nuanced than it
You know-
seemed at first.
It's rarely as simple as it looks online.
Yeah.
You know? So true. But I think we've done a good job of like breaking it all down,
I think so too.
looking at the different types of jobs, the earning potential, the requirements,
The risks, the scams,
the scams. Yeah. And we talked a lot about the importance of
being skeptical,
skepticism.
doing your research, thinking critically.
Yeah. Those are crucial skills.
Absolutely crucial. And not just for this texting thing,
Right.
for anything you do online.
For navigating the online world in general.
Yeah, the internet can be a wild place.
So before we wrap things up completely,
Okay,
I want to touch on one more aspect of this whole texting for dollars thing.
right.
We talked about how it's part of this bigger trend,
The
right?
big economy.
The gig economy,
Mhm,
and how that comes with both opportunities and challenges.
For sure.
But I'm curious, where do you see all of this going in the future?
Ooh, that's a big question.
Yeah,
The future is hard to predict.
it is.
But I think it's safe to say that the online world
Uh-huh.
and the gig economy specifically,
Yeah.
it's all going to keep changing rapidly. Yeah, really fast. New platforms will pop up, new technologies. The way we work is going to keep transforming.
So it's not just about finding a platform and sticking with it.
Nope. You got to be flexible.
You got to be adaptable.
Stay informed. Keep learning new things.
So basically, lifelong learning is key.
Lifelong learning is essential. And I think that's a big takeaway from all of this.
Okay.
It's not just about texting for dollars. It's about having that mindset, you know?
The mindset of adaptability?
Adaptability, resilience.
Resilience.
Always learning new things.
And that'll serve you well.
Yeah, no matter what happens in the future.
No matter what the future holds.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into texting for dollars,
right.
what's the key takeaway you want to leave our listener with?
The key takeaway, I'd say it's this.
Yeah.
The opportunity to make money online, it's real. But it's not passive income.
Okay.
You have to put in effort. You have to think critically. You have to be willing to adapt. And when you see those promises, those flashy headlines, always do your research. Weigh the pros and cons. Make informed decisions.
Decisions that are right for you.
Right for you, that align with your values, your goals.
And of course,
Of course.
prioritize your well-being and safety.
Always, always.
Those should be non-negotiables.
100%.
No matter what you're doing online.
Agreed.
Well, we covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
We explored texting for dollars, talked about the gig economy,
And how to navigate the online world.
and how to be smart about it all. And hopefully we've given you some things to think about.
Some food for thought.
Some food for thought.
Some tools to help you make those decisions.
Exactly.
The online world is full of opportunities,
It is.
but it's up to each of us to approach them carefully.
To be discerning.
To be discerning, to never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. On that note, I think it's time to wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch next time for another deep dive into a topic you're curious about.
See you then.